let's enjoy English school. I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Minnie.
It's June 27th. We have day one of our Destinations article called Welcome to Yaeyama.
我们今天6月27号呢，行遍天下的主题，我们要来去八重山的群岛。
So our destination article talks about some place usually outside of Taiwan, and it always sounds fun. I have never been to Yaeyama, but you have.
Yes.
That's right. And what did you think?
Pretty boring.
You loved it, right? She loved it. She said she loves it. Okay. Don't kill the article now.
Okay. Very fun!
Yay! So our subtitle today is Explore Fine Beaches and Unique Wildlife on Japan's most remote islands.
On an island 很重要，所以我们今天
But in Taiwan.
Yeah. 然后我们今天呢，主题是在日本最偏远的离岛，探索美丽的沙滩和独特的野生动物。I do remember the wild animals. Yeah.
Really? Like what wild
Wildlife.
animals?
Just like some bunnies, rabbits, and
Oh, they're just like running around.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
On the beaches?
No. Far away from the beaches, you can see some lawns.
Oh, and there's like
草坪
rabbits and all that.
Yeah.
That's cute. I like when we see little animals. And
Yeah, I remember I was really excited. 兔子!
My wife was like that in America, but she says in Taiwan, my wife said, not me, my wife said in Taiwan, people will just catch it and eat it.
Maybe in the old days, not now.
You've never done that?
No.
Okay, let's get ready for our first paragraph.
Welcome to Yaeyama. The Yaeyama Islands are nearly 1,000 kilometers away from the main islands of Japan. You can't get any further away from Tokyo and still be in Japan. Even though the Yaeyama Islands belong to Japan, they are much closer to Taiwan. In the past, there was even a ferry from Taiwan to Ishigaki Island, the island group's biggest city. The 23 Yaeyama Islands belong to a larger group called the Ryukyu Islands, which were formed by volcanoes. The biggest island of the Ryukyus is Okinawa, while the second and third largest are both in the Yaeyama Islands. The Chinese and Japanese have acknowledged the existence of the Yaeyama Islands for over 1,000 years. Native people lived there for hundreds of years before the islands joined Japan in 1879. Today, the Yaeyama Islands are attracting a growing number of tourists. Most reach Ishigaki Island by plane from Tokyo or Okinawa, but there are also occasional flights from Taipei and Hong Kong. Visitors can enjoy the island's white sand beaches and water activities, as well as explore other islands nearby. Ishigaki is also famous for Ishigaki beef, which is high in fat and extremely delicious.
All right, friends. So I have a question for you, and I have a question for you. So I want to know, what languages sound nice to you? Do any languages sound ugly to you? Now, I'll be honest, we're talking about Japanese, and I think Japanese sounds really nice. I like to hear it. I don't speak or understand Japanese, but I think it sounds beautiful. I really like it.
I don't.
Really?
I try to learn Japanese.
Okay.
But everything, it's
Hi.
like... at the end of the pronunciation, 发音的最后都很重音，像 milk is very light, and they like to say miluku, and I'm like, why?
Hi. So, what's a nice sounding language to you?
I think Espanol. Spanish.
Oh, okay, Spanish. You know, I don't know. For me, I feel like Italian and French and Spanish, they're overrated. They sound nice, but they're overrated. I think people give it too much credit.
Yeah. I see.
Don't get mad at me. I don't think Chinese is a very beautiful sounding language. but that doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't think it sounds very beautiful.
Chinese doesn't sound beautiful. I agree. Because every time when I have foreign friends in Taiwan, they hear us like talking in Chinese. 听我们讲中文都觉得，哎，你们是不是在吵架？
哦，对对，那个，四省，对对对。I sometimes 我开始学中文的时候，听到很多人那个就四省，这个人生气吗？
yeah. So it's very confusing. I understand.
It is, yeah. 我小时候常常听到波兰语言 so Polish, because there were a lot of old Polish people. And I think Polish is very ugly sounding. But I like it because when I was little, I would hear it, so I feel warm and fuzzy. Okay, tell us the languages you really like, or maybe don't like, and don't be mad at me. I said I don't think Chinese is good.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's continue. The Yaeyama Islands are nearly 1,000 kilometers away from the main islands of Japan.
八重山群岛离日本的本岛有将近1000公里远。这个概念是什么呢？台湾从头到尾只有400公里哦。
It's so close. Yeah. All right. You can't get any further away from Tokyo and still be in Japan.
Can't get any further. 这个中文非常难翻译，但这一句话的意思就是说，你呢，就是虽然在日本的境内哦，但是呢，没有办法再离东京这个首都更远了。OK， 所以那个日本的国土就是如此之大，我们在这个岛上距离东京这么远，它还是日本。
Okay, friends, pick up your pencils and look at the word further. Above further, I want you to write farther. F-A-R-T-H-E-R. Further, farther. Now, these words are pretty similar, but they can be different. Why? Sometimes we talk about 东西是真的是多远了, right? We're talking about 1,000 kilometers here. We could say further away. We could even say farther away. But sometimes the word further means more. And for example, Minnie and I are in a meeting, and when we run out of time, it's time for lunch or we have to do something else. We say, oh, 很可惜, we want to discuss further, but we can't. 你这边不可以说 farther. That is wrong.
所以在这边 farther 跟 further 基本上都是更远更长久的意思，但是一个很好记的方法就是 F-A-R-T-H-E-R farther 它其实有个 F-A-R 对不对？
Yeah.
所以我们会说距离很远我们会用 far 这个字，所以我们在讲距离的时候我们就会可以用 farther， 有时候也可以用 further， 像我们这个句子就可以。但是如果我们今天要讲的是很抽象的东西，我们就会比较像是用 more 更多的感觉， 我们就会用 F-U-R-T-H-E-R， 我们就不会用距离的那个 F-A-R。
That's right. That farther is an actual distance. Wonderful. Let's continue. Even though the Yaeyama Islands belong to Japan, they are much closer to Taiwan, just like you said.
Yeah, 所以呢，就即使八重山群岛属于日本哦，它是日本，你如果要去的话，你要拿你的护照才可以进去哦。但是它其实更靠近台湾，就有点像是我们的妈祖。妈祖其实距离台湾比较远，距离中国大陆比较近嘛，对不对？就有点像这种感觉。
In the past, there was even a ferry from Taiwan to Ishigaki City, the island group's biggest city.
This is how I go there, actually. 就是
really?
ferry 啊。所以在过去呢，甚至还有从台湾到群岛中最大的城市，也就是这个石垣市的这个渡船或渡轮。
So you said you took the ferry. That means you rent a boat. Did you get seasick? S-E-A-S-I-C-K. Did you get seasick?
Ferry was stable enough. I
Really?
didn't get any seasick.
I got really sick on the ferry to Green Island.
I
got
yeah.
super sick.
Yeah, that one is, yeah.
Is it really? Oh, really? So it is that the ride to the Yaeyama Islands is nicer. I was like, wow, it was ugly bad.
Yeah, seasick, S-E-A-S-I-C-K. Seasick 就是我们所谓的晕车晕船。Seasick.
Maybe you can get car
sick.
And this is one word. It's not two words. And on the boat to Green Island, they were like singing karaoke, and I got sick, and I felt terrible, and they just kept singing.
You should pick like a nicer, newer boat, so you don't get seasick.
Oh, I just took like any boat.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe
You gotta
next time
pick.
I'll take a better boat.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, it's time for paragraph 2. Hey everyone, we're back and we're on the destinations article about the Yaeyama Islands. The 23 Yaeyama Islands belong to a larger group called the Ryukyu Islands, which were formed by volcanoes.
23座八重山群岛属于一个名为琉球群岛，由火山形成的更大的这个群岛，是琉球，不是小琉球，是琉球。
Now, we all know the word larger means bigger. Try to practice only saying larger. Big is a very easy word, but you could 要求自己, you could just use these 同义字, these synonyms to make your English better. Larger is a nicer word here. And when we say were formed by, this just means made by. The word volcano we know is Hoshan, and it ends in an O. When a word ends in O and we make it disanrenchen or we make it plural, fushu, we need to add es. And dangrangba, because I go, you go, he, she, it goes, G-O-E-S. I do, you do, he, she, it does, D-O-E-S.
OK， 老师刚刚中英文已经讲得很好了，所以 form 呢是形成的意思，就像 made M-A-D-E made， 有时候我们也这样用。那 volcano 因为结尾字是 O 嘛，所以我们要变成复数的时候，我们用 E-S， 就像 go G-O 结尾是 O， 用 E-S。do D-O do 结尾也是 O， 所以我们 does D-O-E-S。
So words like potato, tomato, and mosquito 都可以加 es. But 小心 mosquito 事实上你可以不加那个 e, yeah, 你可以加 s. es 还是 s. English is really annoying.
英文好麻烦啊。
Let's continue. The biggest island, or the largest island, of the Ryukyus is Okinawa, while the second and third largest are both in the Yaeyama Islands.
那琉球群岛中最大的岛就是我们的冲绳岛，而第二及第三大的岛呢，则都是在八重山群岛当中。
Now, earlier in our last sentence, we said Ryukyu Islands, but here we say Ryukyus. Why? Because 这个 s 就代表 islands. 如果你后面加一个 s, 你不可以再加 islands. Ryukyus Islands is wrong.
所以这边 Ryukyus 它就等于 Ryukyu Islands， 就有点像 Thank you 跟 Thanks， 你只能选一个写，不能两个都写。
Thanks you very much a lot. The Chinese and Japanese have acknowledged the existence of the Yaeyama Islands for over 1,000 years.
那中国人跟日本人呢，都 acknowledge 认知到八重山群岛的存在，已经有大概1000多年的历史了。
Now, the Chinese and Japanese here, of course, means like 中国人, 日本人, but we don't want to say the Chinese people, the Japanese people. Cross that out. You don't need to say people here. The Chinese, the Japanese, 漳州够了. And both, of course, means two. 如果两个以上, don't say both.
All.
Say all. That's right. And, right.对, acknowledge. Underline the word acknowledge. You can see the word K-N-O-W in there. 而且事实上 you can see knowledge, 知识. And when you see to know, that means you know something is there or you accept something is true. 它的相反, the opposite is to reject.
To reject 就是拒绝的意思，所以 acknowledge 就代表说我知道有这件事情，我认知认可。但 reject 的话就是拒绝。
That's right. So reject is R-E-J-E-C-T. Reject. Let's continue. Native people lived there, Busa lived at there, for hundreds of years before the islands joined Japan in 1879.
那在这些岛屿在1879年被划入日本以前，当地人其实就已经在那边生活了数百年。注意哦，我们之前有提过 there 跟 here 在用的时候，前面不需要再加任何介系词了。
I spent tons of time in college studying this period of history. Like I spent like years of my life studying this time in history, and just like the Meiji Restoration. Oh, this makes me, when I see 1879, I just think college for me. And I want to kind of cry.
所以老师是一个历史 guru， 所以他在1879年这一年呢，他钻研了很多，所以他现在脑袋里故事很多。
超级多. None of them are interesting though. Sadly for us. Okay, with that, let's take a short break. When we come back, we got paragraph 3. everyone, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on the final paragraph on June 27th. Welcome to Yaeyama. Let's start. Today, the Yaeyama Islands are attracting a growing number of tourists.
那时至今日呢，八重山群岛吸引着持续增长的观光客人数。
Now, when we attract something, that means we pull it in. You probably know this word as an adjective.
Attractive.
Attractive, that's right. When someone is very pretty or very
很有
handsome.
吸引力的。
That's right. They are very attractive. J-A-I-V-E. Now, an attraction, T-I-O-N, also it means you have, like, you feel romantically about another person, like ooh la la for that person, but also means something fun to do in a place. What was, like, the top attraction in the Yaeyamas for you?
Okinawa, the aquarium.
The aquarium? Like, I want to go. Where is the Universal Studios in Japan?
It's in Tokyo.
Is it in Tokyo? 我以为是 Okinawa.
哦 ，Osaka。
Osaka. Oh,
Osaka.
差不多。
差不多，反正不是在
No, I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know where Okinawa is versus where?
Osaka。
Osaka.
Osaka 是在日本的里面。
Okay.
Okinawa 是在 like
外面
island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Have you ever been to Japan before?
Yes, I have been to Japan,
Okay.
but I'm old and I forget things, I think. I don't know. I just don't remember.
我们大家都很久没有出国，
Yes,
原谅我
真的
们，
好
久哦，我连我的蜜月都还没去。
Let's go. Oh my goodness. Most reach Ishigaki Island by plane from Tokyo or Okinawa, but there are also occasional flights from Taipei and Hong Kong.
那多数人呢搭乘东京或冲绳的飞机来到这个石垣岛，但不时呢也会有从台北啊、香港来的航班。
Are you going on your honeymoon to the Yaeyama Islands?
Definitely not.
She said yes. Wow.
No.
I'm so happy you liked the article
No.
today. Visitors can enjoy the island's white sand beaches and water activities, as well as explore other islands nearby. This reminds me of... 今天我没有带 notes， 我忘记了。那个
哪一个
The islands in Taiwan, you can go. They're closer to China.
马
Not
祖
鹿岛, not 马祖。
金门
Not 金门。Dude, I don't
还有
know.
澎湖
澎湖, there we go.
都讲完了啊。
I'm sorry, I can't remember anything today.
OK, it's OK. 所以这个句子他说，来访者呢能享受石垣岛的白沙海滩，海滩的复数我们再念一次。
Beaches. This is a long E. Beaches. Listen, I know some of you are thinking bad things. Don't be naughty. Beaches with a long E.
所以白色沙滩呢跟这个水上活动，那也能够探索附近的其他岛屿。
All right, so we see we have the 连字号, we have the hyphen between white sand. That's because usually when we talk about what 沙子, we just talk sand. But this is special sand, so
强
we
调它
want
是
to...
白色的海
That's
滩。
right. Where can we see black sand beaches?
宜兰
Really?
呀，
I
乌
didn't know
石
that.
港啊，
You know,
冲浪。
you know what beach I thought was really beautiful?
Which one?
那个三千台，我可以记得三千台，我忘记那个
万里哦，
不是，我三千台在台东。
哦，三仙
There's the
哦，三
long-
仙台。
他国语不好，标准了。The beach there has really big rocks.
Oh.
And it's not really super beautiful, but because the rocks are really big, when the ocean comes in, it makes a lot of noise. It's so beautiful.
Therapeutic.
Yes, like I made a recording there maybe like 10 years ago. I don't remember the last time I went, and I still just 偶尔听一下. It's really beautiful.
那你不用去这么远啊，你就去花莲的七星潭就有了。
有吗？
有。
I don't know, dude. I don't really go to beaches a lot. I'm not very attractive.
I'm a beach girl.
Not me. I'm not a beach girl, that's for sure. Let's continue here. Ishigaki is also famous for Ishigaki beef, which is high in fat and extremely delicious.
那石垣岛呢，也因为含这个油脂，而且很美味的这个石垣牛肉而享有一个很棒的名声。
I feel like so many places, like I would just die of hunger. Well, 吃素, right? So I can't go to Vietnam. I can't go to Thailand. Like I'll just die. There's no food for me. Like a lot of times when my wife and I travel, we bring our own like 菜刀 and we bring like a pot So we can just go to 7-Eleven, 买菜 and just like cook our own food.
你
We
可以带
can't go
随缘
anywhere.
呢、你知道随缘吗？
他们就是都没有带什么了。
随缘是素的泡面。
有吗？你去旅行买吃泡面吗？真是好可惜。
你要吃啊，因为你没有东西可以吃。
It's big trouble. So let's look at high in fat. When we are high in something, that means we have a lot.
富有。
When we 没有很 high in something, we are low in something. So we can talk about this is low in sugar, low in fat. But if you're at home and you have to go to the grocery store or the supermarket, you check your house and you say, oh no, we are low on sugar. When you are at home and 你快没有，你快用完什么, we say we are low on sugar, low on soy milk, low on toilet paper.
所以缺乏物资的时候，我们会用介系词 on。
Right. But if we say we are high on something, 有两个意思. It doesn't mean something bad. But when you're high on something, that means you really like it. So you might say, I am really high on the sports team. I think they will be number one.
所以 high on 跟 low on 不可以把它想成是相反词哦。
Yeah.
Low on 是我缺乏什么东西，可是我如果 high on something， 通常都是代表你嗑药很 high。
没有想到这样子。
I'm high on something.
High on life. High on life,
好
right?
好，然后或者是你说 high on 这个 game 或 high on life， 就代表说哦，我很亢奋，对什么东西觉得势在必行，必胜就可以 high on， 好不好
Okay, that's it for today. Let's get ready for our vocab review. All right, friends, it's time for vocab. Our first word today is an adjective, remote.
我们第一个是一个形容词 remote， 就代表说是很偏远的、远离的。
And you probably know the remote for your TV, remote control. A lot of times we'll just say the remote. Number 2, a ferry.
渡轮名词 ferry.
Now, you know maybe like the fairy tale. Was it 小精灵? That's
F-A-I-R-Y.
Thank you. Number 3, to acknowledge.
这个字是动词，代表说我要去认知到、去了解。
This is a hard word. Let me say it again. To acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Number 4, native. Native is an adjective and it's a noun, a native.
所以 native 它可以是形容词，当地的，也可以说是一个名词。我们如果说是原住民啊、土著，也可以说是 native.
That's right. Native, like nation, but not national. 国家的, the adjective is national, short A. Next we have to attract something.
动词吸引的意思。
Number 6, occasional.
Occasional 是形容词，偶尔的。
It just means sometimes.
Yeah.
Next we have as well as.
As well as 就是有点像是和。
就是 also.
Yeah， 就是也 also.
And lastly, extremely.
极度的、非常的副词。
That's right. 极度的. It's an adjective, not the adverb. And we don't say extremely as an adverb. That's wrong and stupid. Well, as we asked you before, tell us what languages sound nice to you. Do any languages sound ugly to you? Tell us in the comments. I want to read them, and we're going to see you tomorrow for day 2 of Yaeyama. I am Chris Gorski.
I'm Minnie.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.